Welcome back. It's time for Cobblestone, second match of the day, the second map in this first best of two. The previous one was the pick of SK, that was overpass, and it was won by HellRaisers. So, got some early aggression over towards B Plateau, actually from HellRaisers. SK somehow lost a player already. So that's not a good start for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually just get a take on the side without losing any, like more than 2 players, because once the bomb goes down, they're going to need somebody to actually defend those with. And the position from the CTs are pretty good, actually. They have a nice line of defense, so it's, unless something goes really wrong here, it should be okay for HellRaisers. But the coordination's good from SK as they make their way into the bomb site. And hey, some frags going their way, but the CTs, you can see that line of defense proving quite effective. And the T's can't really hold the CTs back from rotation either. It's not enough players, so pretty solid round from HellRaisers. They closed it quite well. SK did not get a bomb plant, so a force buy is in order. And here it is, Tech9's one smoke from AcilioN. And this is always going to be scary. Always going to be scary. So we'll have to see if it's going to pan out. Angel's position there is really nice. With the silence M4, the players just won't see you, and they'll just start dying, and they just will not have any idea. And so it's, ooh, good nade.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Angel's in a good position to put some work in for his team, but he's going to not have the most bullets there with the silence M4. His teammates coming in, putting in work for him. Holding his back. Magic's boy of 7 HP. And the good old plain eagle is dead now.
Yeah, it's a good hold from HellRaisers. They spotted the rush, and Angel was able to help contain it. So pretty standard stuff. HellRaisers able to claim their second round, and now SK, they have a full eco, so it's just kind of garbage time for them. There's no expectation. They should never, ever, ever be allowed to plant in a round like this, let alone get more than a frag or so. And if they do get a frag, it's gonna come from overwhelming the opposition, using the numbers to just bum rush somebody. But that's a solid grenade there. That's a lot of damage. What is that, like 60, 30?
Chunks of death, Dan. That's what it is.
It's about 100 damage across 3 players. So good nade. And here are the SMGs, and boom, money has been made by STYKO in particular. He's going to be pretty rich.
He's going to be flossing, Dan, as they say.
Look at that, 9k in the bank, and he can. I mean, we actually saw him playing with the MP9 pretty proficiently on overpass against rifles. So it'd be quite cool to see, how STYKO will manage the MP9. I mean, I would almost expect STYKO to go towards A, but looks like he's probably going to go towards drop instead. Or maybe not. Maybe he's going to go to the any other location that I didn't call yet.
Exactly that. Yeah. Where do you want him to go now? He's not going to go there. He'll go to the last place you mentioned.
Yeah, he's going to be boosting Oskar. So it's always quite cool that you see that Oskar and STYKO have so many setups together. It also encourages them being that package deal as 2 players. If you're gonna get Oskar into a team, you should probably sign STYKO as well, because he adds so much value and he's really good himself anyway. So
it's like the opposite to Smiths and Shocks, Dan.
yeah, and the cool thing as well is that STYKO, I think he gets a lot of help from cadiaN. They've been both from Slovakia, hang out a lot.
Yeah, it was really nice to see the relationship cadiaN and STYKO had in that that video of cadiaN at the major.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to spare you from talking for a while.
Okay, do that.
Well, the entire SK side seems to be going over towards the B-bomb site now. But look how deep STYKO is here. His teammate can get the peek, and then he can start spamming with the MP9 if they get cheeky enough. Oh, that is awesome. Bag him and tag him, baby. A tag will come in from Oskar, and STYKO will do the bagging, although he's the one who's been zipped up on this occasion. Man advantage for the T's now as they move into a clear B-bomb site, but it needs to do it quickly because they're giving time for HellRaisers to move back into the site. Zero tries, but gets taken down, and it might be a save in the final 2. Bomb still hasn't gone down though, so while it hasn't gone down, they can finally get back into this, but Angel has been shot down to 12, and he doesn't really have a choice anymore, and he's dead. So SK get their first round on the board, but again, the HellRaisers didn't buy up from the arsenal that they had there with their scouts and MP9. So now the big guns come out. Now Oscar's angry. Now he has an AWP.
Yeah, this is where things can get interesting. Already, HellRaisers have 3 rounds.
Interestingly, obviously STYKO plays support for Oskar a lot when Oscar's AWPing, but now STYKO's on the AWP as well.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how things actually pan out, but I would be worried if I was SK due to the fact that you got people, Oscar doing stuff like this. He comfortably does stuff like this, you know, these hard, difficult peaks where the timings are not even necessarily great for him. And you can see STYKO on the other end of the scale by B Plateau on the AWP as well. So SK, they could very likely lose a man before they get anything, any map control here, and that's... Ooh, STYKO's got a fantastic... or Oscar rather's got a fantastic angle. Nade comes in to deny him. A great shot there. He's going to spot the bomb as well. That's a really big deal. Now he's going to try to get himself out of a long, and he knows the players there. Oscar is so dynamic, hitting all the shots as well. I mean, would you expect anything less? A teammate flashes him out as well. There's some great team play coming in. SK desperately trying to refrag, but they can't get it done due to the team play and the awesome amounts of skills on these players. Finally, Oscar will miss a shot as well. And it's like Pimp's actually going to get a second frag there, so actually putting his team in a position where they can maybe win the round, but queztone with a nice angle leaves it all on Friis, who needs to be quite on point to miss his first shot, and that's going to be that for Friis. Again, you know, I've not been that impressed by Friis the last few days, and you know, he's been underwhelming, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
for quite some time.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot going on for Friis as of late.
In 1.6, he had such a huge reputation too towards the end of the game.
Long time ago now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so did Markelov, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But Markelov is actually, his form has got, well, at the major it was pretty awesome at his form. Even though he didn't AWP at all, but never mind.
Well, SK have gone for the force buy. They are running out of nades though. Well, they're all streaming into the site right now. STYKO is on the plateau. He has no idea what's going on. Spraying wildly, he's going to get taken down, but his team are trying to get back into this here, taking down 2 of the SK players. One's getting planted, but Zero is close. Dropping a flash, which AcilioN's going to avoid. But does AcilioN know that Zero is so close to him? I don't think he does. They're just waiting for somebody to emerge, to present themselves. But he's quite exposed, gets taken down, leaving it to Angel and Oskar. Now it's down to Oskar, 2 versus 1. He's got 10 HP. He can't really retreat from the boulder here. And indeed, that is where he will fall. War of attrition won by SK on this occasion. Their money's not great, neither is the HellRaisers side, but obviously they made quite a lot of change earlier on.
Yeah, it's good to see that we actually get a buy from HellRaisers, as they can just crush SK. Of course, it's not perfect for them, but if there is enough money for Oscar to be able to purchase an AWP, it's always going to be encouraging for them to actually just outright buy behind it, as they can potentially just crush SK's economy, force them to ecos, and then if they do that, that's going to be a big turning point potentially for the momentum of the match. And SK, they've got the bomb towards A, passive setup generally speaking, looking to try to get some pressure in towards the drop zone potentially, and B plateau, taking it very slowly though at the moment. And HellRaisers just, I mean, they're just sitting back, just waiting to see what SK are going to do. And I mean, they have their setups. It is down to SK at this point to force the action. Oskar again, you know, taking a lot of peeks with the AWP towards A, but here comes the push and drop.
queztone's going to give up the position. Nice funny hopping there. But let's see if SK are going to clear STYKO's position. Not sure where AcilioN is at the moment. He does have a Molotov. Well, there he is. He's going to run through with no Molotov usage at all. So I don't know why he's bought it. He's not going to use it on the corner of the platform there and then run through a smoke as well. So not going well for SK on this occasion. And HellRaisers don't really have a lot of utility here with nades or guns. You can see Zero just on a 5-7, so this is a great start for them. See if Zero can pick up a gun. He's actually playing close to the site at the moment, using the close range of that 5-7, but not even sure if he fired a bullet on that occasion. So the CT's coming into the A site as well, meaning Oskar, Friis with a high ground will take him down. So there's a man advantage for the CT. STYKO hasn't announced his presence yet. If a bomb plant attempt comes in, then they might be in trouble. So quick 1-2 from STYKO. Very nice play indeed. Gave the information to his team where not to peek. And once he had the information as to where both were, the round was ended.
That's not a good sign, is it, for SK? They actually will force it up, and again, smart choice. Money on HellRaisers is not good. They can still have a chance. I mean, they would be ecoing twice probably anyway, so at least giving themselves a chance at accruing damage to their opponent, getting a bomb plant, bolstering their economy. And positionally, we can see that HellRaisers have decided to hold very far back. They don't want to get too close range, and again, they're smart. There's only pistols in play, but here they come. Said pistols start charging the bomb site. STYKO, good position behind the boulder. And it's looking very strong so far, actually, for HellRaisers. 3 kills coming in straight away. And whereas the bomb, it's on the site, but it hasn't been planted. It's stuck by Chicken Coop. And Pimp's trying to support with just a Tech 9 on the plateau. So it's going to be tough. The bomb plant will come in. But can they hold on to this? Ooh, Pimp's position. This is an easy kill. And a rifle. That is big.
Waiting for the smoke to disappear. Oh, almost a 2-man spray down. STYKO has time to pick up the op before going for the defuse, which he will do. And HellRaisers will extend their lead. So, but I mean, look how expensive that was. 9 people dead in that round. And we'll see the money for HellRaisers will be bad despite losing the round. I mean, winning the round, excuse me. Although it's even worse for SK, so they may not be able to buy around what they have there unless they want to force because of how many CTs they killed.
I think they need a little bit more money to do that force. I think they were probably maybe discussing that there as well, so they could actually have some rifles. But Oscar again back to his usual shenanigans.
What are you Jamaican now?
Support as well. Here it comes. No double on the spray down actually. That's quite unlucky for them. And you can see Oscar peeked there, trying to presume that Angel will be able to get more than he did. And I think Angel's surprised not to get more. And that's going to give an opening now for the SK side. They picked up the op on Friis as well, so MODDII rather. So it's going to be tough for either side now. I mean, are they going to go B? Look at this position from 0.
Ooh, he almost missed, but the Shadow gave the position away first. Okay, bomb carrier only had 3 HP, goes down as well, so things have come back to a semblance of normalcy. Interesting, MODDII chose to throw the AWP away. He doesn't want it to get back into the hands of the CTs. Happy he would rather go down on his sword, so that's a very good play, and indeed he will do exactly that. So no AWP collected for the HellRaisers side. They'll have to buy one if they want one, and Oskar does have just enough money to do that. But there we go, that's a nice little play.
Yeah, HellRaisers is having a pretty... I mean, some of the rounds have been kind of close, but they're having definitely a good time of things right now. 7 rounds already on the CT side. And SK, how will they decide to handle this one? We've got Oskar doing his usual thing, I think, towards the A side of the map, just peeking. And for SK, it's a very fast-paced round straight into the drop zone. You can see they're going to circumvent the setups or get there ahead of time. queztone couldn't even get in position to do anything there. And immediately SK have the drop zone. So this is a tough round for HellRaisers. They're going to bring everyone towards B and try to gamble that it's definitely going to be B. And I actually like that quite a lot because they can't buy it if they lose this round. So you want to try to have the best defense or save all of your rifles, let's say, if they do go A instead. And it's going to pan out. So far, we've got Angel with the first frag and the second frag towards drop. So looking like this is panning out incredibly well for HellRaisers. That is fantastic for them. Considering that they're in that position where, you know, they want to gamble because they lost someone so fast, they've now turned it into a 4 versus 2. So different story entirely. SK really need a bomb plant too. I mean, they're going to need that money to get the buy-in in the next round. I believe. Nice little pickup there from SK. But can they close? They do have the smokes down, but Oscar's still alive.
So the bomb will safely get planted. There's 1 in mid and 2 coming from the connector area. Although you can see there's a bit of a crossfire here from the T's, but they need to kind of take 2 down at once. Otherwise, can't fancy their chances. So there's a wide peek there from MODDII. He will spot one of the players. There we go. The crossfire comes into play, and indeed, all 3 will go down for HellRaisers. SK, have they broken the economy of the CTs? It looks like they have. AWP saves as well, which Friis will gladly accept. 3 rounds on the board for SK.
So they just wanted 2 versus 4 there, which is pretty brutal. HellRaisers is now almost a full save, it looks like. Okay, STYKO up on the Deagle. STYKO's done quite well. He's got 14 frags so far. 14, 1 and 3. That's pretty nice. That's no Hiko, what was it, 24 and 5, was it? The first half
Something
on
like
Cash?
that, yeah.
24
Some
and 5.
monstrous score.
Yeah, 24 and 5 on the first half. That's so sick. Against Luminosity as well. Pretty sick. Or maybe his teammates were just not getting the kills they should be getting. Anyway.
Lost the game, of course.
Yeah. 15 match points or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's probably the most brutal thing we may ever witness.
Yeah, that's gonna feel terrible.
I think there was actually once HellRaisers were up 14-1 on a map and they lost it 16-14. But you know, being the major and all, I think this was.
I think that was a Mirage game. I think I saw that.
Was it Mirage? It was a while ago, wasn't it?
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, HellRaisers, again, if you're a player in this situation, you're trying to engineer some damage into this round. queztone can probably do that with his position if they are complacent and don't check everything thoroughly. But I mean, there should surely be no reason why they don't check everything thoroughly. And
Denied.
And there you go.
Sit down.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. You got. I mean, in your brain, when you know what kind of buy they have, you kind of like you're going to be thinking to yourself, okay, what kind of positions would I take? And what have we cleared out on the map so far? So, and then you have like, okay, these spots are most likely right now. So I think that was very clear there from Friis that he was thinking in that way. And now we're gonna we'll have the AWP back in play for Oskar. So you can see the full save has panned out for their buy this round. And Oscar's going for a peek in drop, but there's nobody there. Agel's going to have to get everything done by himself there with just the M4A1S, so it does not have enough bullets there for him to get more than 2 frags. But to be honest, 2 frags, even just getting 2 frags there is actually very nice. And now his teammates have plenty of time to get in to position. You can see Oskar looking down the middle, down the slope.
I think he spotted a player there, though, so someone needs to cover his back from long A. Which, queztone, he's at the top of mid with a max 7 facing lower. There's not really much you can do with that. There we go, the trades come in, and now it's a 3 versus 2. The two T's moving onto the site. Zero needs to get at least 1 frag here. He's waiting for them to emerge.
A flash in would be really nice, but actually, he will take down the bombers, so they don't actually have to peek at all now. This is actually the thing, and in fact, the Oppa Friis is going to rotate and take the AK and attack from middle. And again, they don't have to peek at all. This is the critical factor, is that the bomb is down near the APC. Friis has to pick it up. And peeking is not required. But there will be a quick little peek there, perhaps just for info. He's going to find Friis, and Friis is going to get caught between both players. So HellRaisers will win back the round more or less immediately. They only lost 1 round and an eco, so only conceding 2 rounds before finally bringing back a couple themselves. And Oscar's decided to go for an auto shotgun, so that's going to be fun. Auto shotgun's actually very good, to be honest.
Yeah, they improved the spread of the shells and such, so I'm a big fan of the auto shotgun, as is Fridh. So we got a nice pop flash coming in, but STYKO's not going to get anything done with it now. He's seen all the SK players. Are they... I mean, they're walking forward, so perhaps expecting some nades to rain in or something. They are going to be as quiet as possible, but the flank is coming in from Angel as well. So now we have to execute onto the B bomb site. But Angel,
oh no!
Oh, he's not going to see the guy right behind him. Pimp just holding the blind spot there, and it's paying off for the team.
I'm surprised Pimp is even in that spot, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. As his team still are not yet on the bomb site, like this round could still be winnable for HellRaisers, although now it's looking quite grim. Very cautious play there. It's going to pay off, and queztone still with this mag 7. Don't know what you're going to do here, but there's one player that's close maybe, and he can maybe get the flick. Boom! And switch for the gun, and he can get another 1-on-1. Ooh, almost winning it against Pimp actually, 15 HP there. So that would have been a pretty interesting 1 versus 1 after that. But HellRaisers will take the rounds. So 5 rounds already for the T side of Cobblestone. You know, it's pretty standard, somewhat acceptable. I think they'll be somewhat happy with that. So nothing really too much to worry about. And full eco again from HellRaisers. So you can't really have much expectation. The focus instead should shift to how SK decide to operate on this kind of a round. So you know, jumping Mach 10 is a very good way to lead a push like this. As you can see, it's pretty powerful. And also, you get the opportunity for the guy that bought the Mach 10 to pay it off by getting a couple kills immediately.
It's 1050 now, right? Pretty sure it is. It is. Yes. So, poor queztone left alone again. Wondering what could have been. A story in 3 parts. Or 2 parts, perhaps, since it's a best of 2. Not much you can do here apart from hope that somebody puts themselves in 1-tap range. So we're heading towards an 8-6. Going into the last round, we'll see what HellRaisers can muster from their bye and if they can make it 9. So I think it's an okay score for both teams at the moment. What do you think in terms of score?
Yeah, it's somewhat standard. I mean, no one's going to be too annoyed. Everyone can work from these positions. I think it's hard to predict as well because we don't really know how well HellRaisers are going to play on that T side. You know, with the the 2 stand-ins that they're playing on Overpass, they did fairly well, to be honest, on their T side. So if they can just enable Oskar and STYKO properly, they'll probably be fine. And gonna have a quick boost here on Oskar, which is nice to see. Oskar, is he gonna catch anybody off guard here? Oh, we actually had the engagement there, the advantage. Pimp was actually having to react. And Oskar already kind of saw him coming, got a couple bullets off, but just didn't get the headshot that he needed immediately. So it's unfortunate there for HellRaisers. Angel trying to save the day, but gets picked by the AWP. So now things are getting pretty desperate. Last round of the first half, HellRaisers need to take a huge risk in just going for a gamble on 1 bomb site. queztone, lots of bullets, gets the double frag. The bomb's still coming up from the middle area. He desperately needs his teammates to come in for some support, and he's going to see one jumping across through the doors, leaving his queztone into a 1-on-1, which could have been actually working out there. And somehow, some way, we've got a win there. STYKO picking up 3 kills.
Nice.
HellRaisers actually winning that last round. That's kind of nuts. Interesting first half. It did feel like HellRaisers were always a little bit ahead. SK managed to get 6 rounds though, so that's pretty respectable. I don't think there's anything really out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I think it's fine. But this is the pick of HellRaisers, so now the question is, can they breach the CT defense of the SK side, and what will they have to offer? Again, we feel they were too passive on the overpass, on overpass on their CT side when the match was theirs to win. And you could argue Cobblestone might be a tougher test because of the difficulties in having a consistent defense around this map. So, starts with the pistol. We're going to have 4 Kevlars onto both sides. AcilioN with a defuse kit, STYKO with smoke, which has been deployed somewhere. We'll soon find out. Seems that perhaps they are headed over towards the B bomb site. Yeah, indeed, so the split is on. We've got somebody in drop zone, but he's been taken down already. 2 plays lost for HellRaisers. No answer just yet. And the numbers continue to thin now. These Tech9 starting to put in some work, actually. And all of a sudden, going from a 2 versus 5 to a 2 versus 1. The final SK player outside the door in a massive choke point, getting a bit of wallbanging in there, perhaps, as well. So, 2 versus 5 to 2 versus 0 for HellRaisers. Tech9s for the win.
Raid boss, man. Pretty legit. I almost expected that to happen because you see everyone bunching up and they're kind of in a smoke, and that's like prime position for someone like Oskar to just have the Tech9 and just spam through the smoke at the perfect angle, and it's gonna headshot some people are gonna get headshot there. Like that's gonna happen. Now we're gonna have Oskar going full JW with the sawn off, and because I'm British, it's a sawn off and not a sword off. So
indeed.
Before
doesn't matter what the game says.
Before people
it's a sawn off, mate.
Start raging.
Yeah.
Because people were raging at me at the major for that, because I was saying sawn off, but I'm not American, so
take it.
So there you go. So Oscar's there with the sawn off, looking to get himself in that drop zone, and the cool thing about the sawn off is that he's going to get obviously a big return, a big money bonus because it's a shotgun. He gets kills with it, but also when he brings it into the next round, nice. When he brings it into the next round, and he goes for a play like this, if a player's playing there with a rifle, and he just one-shots the rifler, he can swap for the rifle immediately. So, so it's actually much better because you can go for the body shot, and it might just kill them anyway. So you don't need to even just get a headshot straight away. So it's specifically for that position very good. And anyway, we'll just have to see if he's going to be able to do that. And you can see, he can carry this forward for like 3 or 4 rounds. Pretty sick actually. The rest of his teammates are probably going to swap out for an AWP and a couple of AKs after this. But wow, the long range spray down.
Gotta love some of that. Nice. That is such a glorious thing.
Yeah.
When you just like 5 people running at you with no armor. Oh, let me just spray you down. Thank you very much. Such a satisfying thing to do. So just watch them fall down like bowling pins.
I haven't been bowling in a long time.
I don't like to go bowling. They always give me enormous shoes because I have enormous feet. But they look like
don't enormous shoes fit your enormous feet?
They do, but they just like
what's wrong with that then?
They're like blue, cream, red, and they're not. There's no style going on there, Dan. It's just pieces of leather put together.
It's supposed to be functional.
In varying
not
colours.
Stylish.
It is very functional, Dan, but it's almost too functional. I'd rather do it in bare feet.
You know the
I'll
point
sign a waiver.
Okay. Then let's do that. Oh.
That is an interesting smoke, but to do that from T-Spawn, I have to wonder what the play is overall, because, his team are actually... Oh, that's really interesting. So they're looking to split the B defense and move into a very fast A push, but the frags aren't going their way. Again, they still have their kind of semi-random weaponry. The bomb's been lost as well. Oskar taking gamble there and trying to punish the rotators as opposed to moving the bomb towards A, and the bomb has indeed been lost, but there is... they're all dead now, so never mind my point. But... It's an interesting smoke there. That's something I haven't seen before. Not just the smoke, but I mean the smoke into the connector door and then the fast split through the drop zone. Quite interesting.
Yeah, but now it's time for the real weaponries to appear for the T side. And Oskar's going to be pulling out the AWP towards A. He's going to go for these challenges. You can see that he was the one on the CT side doing these challenges down where he was aiming there. And so he's going to have a very good understanding of exactly how CT is going to want to play picks from that. So he knows how to position, how to duel. So and Friis is going to be on A long instead. So if they do peek this, they really need to have a flashbang with it. You can see that queztone is going to line that flashbang up. Boom! Flashbang is not effective on Friis' position. So that's a good position from Friis. Oh, he's going to miss the flick there, and he gets the information, but in reality, the T's get what they want there, which is, they move up the map. They trade some health, they trade some grenades, but they get themselves some extra presence. And they don't have to commit towards A, but just in pushing SK back to more passive positions, their job has been done. And you can see now they're rotating towards B, and this is going to slow rotation down for SK, because they don't know exactly what's going on just now.
Yep, and HellRaisers have just under a minute to use this. It's similar to what you can see on Inferno as well, when you push the CTs away from top mid towards library, towards pit and site, so they don't really know what your plans are and have less time to react to them. So we'll see, SK might have to make a gamble. And indeed, they're gambling on B and putting 4 people over there, but will it be fast enough? Nobody checked the tree just yet, and the Magic's boy's got 2 massive frags, including the bomb planter, which is going to heavily disable HellRaisers now. Oskar still got the high ground, looking for somebody to dispatch with his AWP. Got flashes coming in as well, so things are going to slow down. But that bomb is almost in no man's land at the moment, and it's going to be very hard to plant indeed. Angel has an important frag to find. There it is. Going to get traded though, leaving Oskar versus 3. Friis is already on the angle, so that was a bit of a disaster there for HellRaisers.
I wanted to see Oscar go full FPL there, just kill everyone by himself. I wanted to see that, but it didn't happen, so I'm sad.
Watch Simple versus CLG if you want to see full FPL. I actually said to him in the hotel, he came and said hello to me, and I said, "Oh, FPL mode versus CLG," and he's like, "Yeah, full FPL, full FPL." There we go. All right, so we have somebody pushed deep towards long A for the SK side. The rest of the team, Pimp's actually taken a lot of damage, and he's had to run away, had to scurry away. Like he's playing DE Rats. So again, HellRaisers doing very good with the map control towards long A. I mean, they could have taken a play there as well. Perhaps they were unlucky not to, but again, they've got over a minute on the clock here. And it seems this time they may go for a pick towards the A bomb site as opposed to pushing towards B. STYKO admiring these sculptures around his person. Everyone's just waiting for a pick.
It's very passive from SK, and that could eventually be a little bit problematic because HellRaisers have so much position for free. But HellRaisers still do need to get the kills though. That's the big deal, obviously. On attack coming in onto, I think it was Oskar actually, and Pimp is pretty close. He's very weak as well, and they may have no idea that he's here. And indeed, he's gonna get some free sprays, but he gets no kills out of it. More damage done. Friis missing a shot. It's gonna be pretty brutal as well, and he'll get eliminated by Oskar, who barely stayed alive after attack previously. Now just down to 2 players by HellRaisers as they're down as SK try to go for this retake, and Oscar's just gonna snap him down so far. Just 2 left now. Friis and sorry, MODDII and Magic Boy, and they'll get it done with the AWP and the pistol. So HellRaisers getting themselves in there, but eventually the passive play of SK, it will actually yield them a reward there. They'll get the round, but yeah, you got to be careful with that. Got to be careful with that kind of play. I actually feel like they got SK got unlucky not to actually win that round more cleanly, because the nades weren't very good from HellRaisers, to be honest. The HellRaisers were trying to get the picks. They weren't really relying on the nades very much. So 12-9 HellRaisers. Down to an eco. SK looking like they're closing the gap. They're getting close now.
So it started 9-6 in favor of HellRaisers, right? So both teams have won 3 rounds so far, if I'm not mistaken. We have HellRaisers with the pistols. Angel's got a flash and a deagle, and the rest just have pistols going on and not much else. You can see eco Oskar on the hard eco because he wants the big guns. We know how effective he is with those. So SK just using a few nades here and there, trying to ruin the timing of the T's. But there is a pop flash coming in towards drop, and it's going to be taken by HellRaisers. Obviously, I'll be looking to split the B bomb site here, but Magic's Boy is in a strong position to put a stop to that, leaving STYKO alone now with a deagle versus 4. Too many people, not enough anything. So the gap is closed to 2 rounds, and HellRaisers are back. We have the AWP coming out, being dropped for Oskar. He's going to grab some nades as well. I think he had the money to. I think he had the money to buy the AWP himself, but I presume it was dropped to him so he can buy at least a smoke. Because I mean, we see how complicated the smokes are on maps such as Cobblestone, where everybody will know their respective smokes. It's not often players know other people's smokes. You might have one smoke nerd, often a support player, but other than that, it's like, okay, when we're doing this, I throw this smoke. Apart from that, they concentrate on fragging. So let's see another early real estate take from HellRaisers, but it will cost him STYKO. Nice angle spray there by Pimp. And through the smoke, the bomb is going to go. Lots of information. Trades go in favor of the CTs as well. 4 versus 2. So looks like there's going to be more pain for HellRaisers.
And not very good right now for them, the prospects that is, as they need to just move up and they get themselves on that bomb site, and they've got to take the fights. There's no nades, no teammates to really trade with. Got to get it done, and Oskar is working on that. Gets the first kill onto AcilioN, but there is actually another player on the bomb site, so that frag might be misleading. And will he check it? Looks like Angel's going to be checking it, and he'll get the frag, but not before MODDII takes down his teammate Oskar. So now things looking a little bit tough for Angel. 1 versus 2. He can't really see the time, but there's another frag coming in. Magic Boy is done. So Angel looking to get that 3K, looking to get the clutch for the team. And so far, it's looking a little bit labored. And now we'll have finally Friis going for the peak. I think Angel just spotted him there, so that's really nice. He knows he can go for the plant safely now, which is a big deal. Nade coming in, not really doing too much here to Angel. He will go for the just straight up peak, scanning to find his opponent. He will find him again. This is really awkward right now. Angel looking to get the frag, and finally Friis is going to pick him off. Down to 8 HP, 1 more bullet. Ooh. Would have done it. It was close, but the damage to the economy for SK will be felt. And the bomb plant might allow HellRaisers to just get another buy-in, and it will indeed.
So, just one round between these two teams. Again, if you are just joining us, HellRaisers won the pick of SK, which was overpassed. And now SK is playing the catch-up game on HellRaisers pick, Cobblestone, in this best of 2. So it's currently 1-0 to HellRaisers. If it goes 1-1, then both teams will accrue 1 point. However, if HellRaisers go for the 2-0, they will get 3 points from this match. So we will see where the points will fall once we are done with this map. Oskar back on the AWP. That's the main thing, as always, on the T side. Last time HellRaisers had some problems running through smoke, now they're running around smoke. They're going to get a trade on this occasion, but Pimp has been a bit of a thorn in their side towards the mid area, so SK making adjustments to HellRaisers' continued attempts to get early map control over towards A. Seems they might go for a fast play here towards A as well.
Yeah, it's pretty fast indeed. And SK, and again, these passive setups, pretty good at dealing with this. And it's trades. And 2 versus 2 is now the situation. When the dust settles, queztone is going to improve upon that for his team as Friis looks upon the angle. But look at the patience here. There's so much time to be patient with as well. They know where Friis is, and boom, insta-gibbed. Insta-headshot there. 13-11, and the money is starting to look rather strained for SK as HellRaisers start to take a dominant control of the match due to the fact that they're going to have better weaponry now as well. Another AWP dropped for Oskar. Definitely a worthwhile investment. Angel and STYKO having a fantastic game so far, and SK going with a quasi-buy, scout, CZs, and a prayer. A lot of prayers.
Okay, so it's Pimp versus rest of the world at the moment, and he's about to get smoked off, so he's lost. Gonna be forced from his position. Very difficult times for SK, but there are many CZs. Quite the CZ team, Dan. I'm sure you appreciate that. I know you're a fan of the CZ.
Yep, I do like the CZ.
Definitely a 5-7 person myself. And there we go. Nice play with the CZ, and he's going to get away, allowed to reload the gun. So that's an early problem for HellRaisers. They'll have to be concerned about the gun itself as well. Do they try to dispose of it or hide it somewhere? That does bring up problems in itself, being fragged while you're running around trying to throw guns away. It can be a bit of an issue on some maps. So we have less than a minute remaining, and HellRaisers don't have much in the name of Molotovs here, so they're just going to have to go with the numbers game and find themselves some clean frags and no trades. Moving in pairs at present, up mid and up along A at the moment. Fridh trying to get some tags in, unable to do so though, and that scout's going to be very far away now, so it's going to be hard for SK to do much more damage in this round, although STYKO was making it a little bit easy for them. It's a very dangerous position he's got there, and that is a gun that surely is going to be picked up by the CTs as they go for this push.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit weird. The bomb is towards the bomb side though, and that is in control of the T's now that they've planted it, and it's just ticking away. There's not really much SK can do here apart from just wait to get fragged. They're looking for those exits, but HellRaisers would be making big mistakes to allow that to come into the hands of SK in the way that they want it. So just chilling, try not to lose these guns, and there it is. Oskar, he reads it well. Misses a shot though, unlike him. queztone just wants to get the kill. He's going for it right now, having some fun. HellRaisers is definitely feeling good at this point. I mean, that's another round for them. That's 14-11. They know that SK are going to be on a buy. If they lose this, they're going to be without any money. So they know that they just get the win right here. That's all they need to do. But the problem is, if they lose this round, you can see their money is kind of screwed. So then they allow SK back into the game. SK will be up to like 13 rounds or so. So they've got to be careful here not to give this one away for free. And are they just going to go for a fast B play? Or, yeah, looks like they're just going to go fast contact here towards B plat, interestingly. And we're going to boost Oskar over the smoke. We've seen this before.
I wonder if you can put 2 people up there and boost on there as well. This is a box there. He must be able to. Oh, if only he had that angle. Oh, he might see. Could he see the silencer from there? I don't think he can actually. No, he's deep into the wall. But is there going to be a Molotov there? No, he's going to jump into the angle instead. 3 headshots coming the way of SK, and they are running out of opportunities to get a point from this best of 2, excuse me. So Pip is the last man standing, and it seems he has chosen to save. So. Yeah, I'd like to see a double, like a boost on the boosted box. Although I do wonder if perhaps he would be a little bit too high.
Or something.
Well, I mean, maybe the arch, because there's an arch there, right? So if you double boost, the arch probably gets in the way at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
But also, yeah, if you're not fast enough, then it's going to be redundant, because once it gets behind the wall, even with a silenced M4, you're not going to see the silencer. So there we go.
Indeed. But yeah, it definitely looks like a grim reality here for SK. HellRaisers is looking like the better team so far today. And that definitely doesn't bode well for the SK guys, as they are. They already lost the first map as well, and that was their pick. That was the map that they expected to do better on, and they quite frankly did not. It was close though, and now HellRaisers in such a commanding position. I like the no fear that they had in that last round to just command the control immediately of the B plateau, and then they just cleared their angles, and they just got the frags. So boom. Very nicely done. And once again, they're going to go for something similar. It's just straight up pressure towards the plateau. Keep it simple. There's not too many ways it can go wrong unless your players just cannot hit any shots. And they know so far that their players have been hitting the shots. They've been besting the defense, generally speaking, individually. So, I mean, there's only Magic's boy here. He's the only point of contact for SK. So that's not too good considering he's only on a FAMAS. Oh, he's going to reposition here, go for the boost. Dropping his FAMAS to try to get up there, I think. Or oh, no, they actually gave him the AWP. Oh, no, he actually grabbed the AWP from up there on the player that dropped it. And oh, that's really nice. Now he's going to pick up the kill onto STYKO on B plat because of the AWP that he grabbed. That is awesome. That's really awesome. And that's actually going to send HellRaisers packing straight back towards the A side of the map.
Nice. You can see Pimp's angle could be good for 2 frags if he's lucky. Ready to push danger, but they're not going to do so. He's got the information for his team, however. There is one CT on the sites, or there was, but he has been eliminated. Pimp coming in for the flank now. That nade could be money if he threw it, and indeed it is. Angel only had 1 HP, so it's 0 versus 3. Can he get himself to 1 versus 1? So the first one, very nicely played, and the second one. Oh, the last one, 6 HP. Magic's boy gonna keep SK in it. Staying very far away from that fire, just in case. Molotovs have a habit of expanding about halfway through, so you always have to be very careful with those.
So SK will survive another round. Issue for them is that money. Money. It sucks. And so HellRaisers is going with another advantage, and they know it. The only thing that's going to be nice for SK is the AWP on Friis. But again, Friis has not been super on point with the AWP. He's doing okay, but nothing too standout, generally speaking. And queztone on the Turn-Off, I like this a lot. It's going to be quite cool to see if they'll try to sack him to try to take control of drop zone. And let's see if he's going to go for it. Looks like he is. I mean, it's pretty much the only thing you can do with Turn-Off, so it's going to be fun to see if he can pull that one off. If he does take control of that and picks up a weapon, then SK will be in a lot of trouble. Especially if they've invested 2 players towards this position. And queztone just waiting for the smoke to dissipate. If a teammate can pop flash him in, that's going to be potentially a strong challenge. And HellRaisers, you can see they're taking presence towards the A side of the map as well. So basically keeping a huge amount of options open. Presence towards A, they're pushing the CTs to more passive positions towards A. They're looking like they could take drop as well. If they take drop, then they have the ability to still go A with that drop zone cutting off rotation. And here goes the play for the drop zone, and there you go. A frag is found, but the refrag comes in.
Yeah, so 4 versus 4. Again, SK facing match point here. We've lost the place on both sides now, and there's advantage for the T's. Running around in the smoke at the CTs. You can see Oskar taking pot shots, but he's got one behind him. We'll take him down as well, and that's going to be that. So 16-12 in favor of HellRaisers. They go 2-0 versus SK in this best of 2. So that means they're going to have 3 points going into the next stage of the qualifier.
Yeah, they definitely look like the better team. They had a lot more grasp of strategy and coordination, a lot more tactics than I thought they would, to be honest. Kind of surprised. But you can see also the individual skill of Oskar and STYKO. STYKO particularly had a pretty huge game. Angel with a good showing as well. So their players were all doing what they were supposed to be doing.
So Duncan, what were your thoughts on that best.
I think similar story to the map before. I mean, it's the T side that obviously HellRaisers were much better on, very solid overall. And obviously on this particular game, fragging really good across the team. And then you go over to the side of SK again problems on CT side. And part of it, I think, if you look at it, is they're a team that force buy a lot, but they'll do force buys where it's like you buy 2 scouts, and then they don't seem to get anything out of these scenarios. It's like they just take the normal spots. They try, well, they have AWPers. And I have to say, overall, watching the games today and the game yesterday, this is a great example, I think, of where you can't judge people on name value. Because on name value, someone like Friis still has a lot of name value because he's very good in 1.6. And then actually, even in early CSGO in like 2013, he was still a pretty solid player at the time. But he has dropped off his level a lot now. Like you see in this game here, he'll hold those tight angles with the AWP as though he was Guardian. But he actually doesn't even fire when they go past because he won't hit the shot. So instead, it's more like he's just holding it purely for information at that point in time. So I feel like he doesn't even play within his own game, and you can see he's having a lot of issues both today and yesterday. His form just isn't particularly high, and I always think if you're going to have an AWPer in a team, as in somebody dedicated, they buy it every time and you're dropping for them, that's such a drain on the economy of the team. And obviously if you're dying with it as well, you're just going to put yourself in terrible situations, specifically on CT side, because on T side you can shift around who's in what position. You can kind of cover it up if someone's dying early or that they're weak in any sense. On CT side, you're just going to get exposed if you have problems there. So I think SK's got a team that, I mean, they're all right enough on T side. They seem to have an okay map pool, but you can see from the CT struggles over and over again. To me, it's like they've got some issues in terms of skill. Like they just can't match up with some of these teams, it feels like.
Okay, so we're seeing some highlights now, starting on Overpass, where SK did have a good lead going into their CT side, but then perhaps they're a bit too passive and let HellRaisers get all over them and end up losing their pick. And obviously Oskar just he can't even take an all point from him when he's trying to save. So
I mean, both of these very winnable games for SK. When you look at the first half, you're thinking like, oh, this should be doable. It's not outrageous demands for them, but they end up losing both times.
So going into our next best of 2, we're going to have HellRaisers versus Gambit. Gambit, obviously, the team from CIS, if you will, that did make it into the major. Basically, you know, ex-HellRaisers team. So I think it's going to be an interesting matchup in that regard. Obviously, Gambit have looked like a reasonably strong team. Would you expect a Gambit victory here?
I think that will be a really good game, actually. First of all, obviously, some of the players know each other very well because they actually were playing together not so long ago. And also, for me, it's kind of like an old versus new type battle. Like, there's a couple of more rookie players in Gambit, but obviously a bunch of them are like elder statesmen who've been around a number of years. Whereas the HellRaisers guys, by and large, are mainly all the newer guys. Like, it's mainly people like STYKO and Zero who only just came onto the top level of the pro scene in the last few years. And so as a result, I think that's more like, well, let's see if it's like experience versus current form. Because actually, in terms of current form, I think HellRaisers is not that far off them.
Yeah, I think Oskar versus Mo will be interesting as well.
That will be a pretty heated matchup because both are very good at the moment, I think.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping for some open maps so they can go up against each other. What are your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's just really interesting to see the stat that as highlighted. I mean, Adren Dozier very recently playing with Angel, so Angel might have quite a good beat on how these guys are going to be playing, and obviously he's going to be the leader, the leading force within the HellRaisers team. So could get a very interesting matchup here. So I want to see the old battles as well. That's going to be a highlight. How Oscar's going to play. If Styko keeps up his form as well, I think Gambit could have a lot of trouble on their hands.
Okay, well, we're going to have that best of 2 coming up, and we'll find out what the maps are. So we'll be straight into the first map after the break. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.